Unfortunately, during COVID, families have to be even more prepared for those tough and uncomfortable conversations, like about death and wills, things of that nature. Our Law Vegas Now expert, Eric Palacios, joined us to explain further. Eric, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking about something people don't like to talk about, wills. And my first question here is, who gets property if someone dies and doesn't have a will?
You're so right. It's a topic that no one feels comfortable talking about, and a lot of people are not prepared. When someone passes away and leaves belongings, property without a will, the state decides who gets your inheritance, your property. In Nevada, if you're married, it goes all to your spouse. If you don't have children, if you do have children, then half goes to your spouse and the other half is divided amongst your children.
Right, but what if you don't have a spouse or kids? What happens then?
That's the case for a lot of folks. If that happens, then it'll go to your parents. If your parents are no longer alive, then it's divided amongst your siblings.
And what happens, obviously, wills get messy in between family members and relatives. What happens when more than one relative wants, the same thing?
That's a problem you see a lot. Of the properties, of the belongings, there's always, the nice home or the nice car or certain jewelry or memorabilia that everybody wants because of its value or because of its significance. If there is no will, then a lot of family members can fight over these items, and then it leads to additional court costs and legal fees and a long stretched out battle. So it's nice to avoid all this with a simple will that's put in place.
And when should someone prepare a will?
That's a great question. A lot of people don't think about it until they're in their 50s, 60s, or even older. But we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, as this year has clearly shown us. So it's always a good idea to get it done as soon as possible, even if you're in your 20s and your 30s, if you're married, if you have a home, if you have some assets, it's always a good idea to talk to an estate planning attorney, get a will in place, maybe even a living trust.
All right, or just call you and get the answers that way.
Happy to help.
All right, Eric, thank you so much. Always great advice.
Thank you for having me.
All right, for more information, give Eric Palacios and Associates a call. That number is 702-444-7777. You can also visit their website at ericpalacioslaw.com. We'll be right back.